Morning, new day, new job. We are back in Catshill, which is just off Bromsgrove. So one of our last jobs that we put onto YouTube, that was Catshill as well. So we're back in Catshill and we are going to be doing a garage conversion. We are going to be ripping off a roof, putting a new roof above the garage and above the front door as well to bring the eaves up all to the same height. We're going to be turning the garage into 4 individual rooms. That's going to be a study for the customer, a playroom for the kids, there's going to be a downstairs shower room, and there's going to be a utility room as well. So I will swing you around and I'll take you in and you can have a look. So we are just getting our fencing up, we've got our cement mixer, we've got everything that we need to crack on. This is our garage. So Matt is just setting the radio up now. We are going to be taking this roof here and we're going to be lifting it up probably to the same height as the neighbouring roof, and then we're going to hopefully put an entire single level structure on there. Now their roof is rubber, the same kind of rubber that we are going to use, which is Resitrix. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue to actually join onto their roof. It should be relatively straightforward. We've had to have Caden out to shift the gas meter. The gas meter was there. This is our garage here. So we are going to have a study to about here. We're going to be taking out this door. We're going to be bricking it in with a dwarf wall, putting a window in to match the existing windows in the house. There is going to be a doorway knocked through there, so there's going to be access to the main house from the front of the house. There is going to be a shower room here where Matt is. There's going to be a toilet, a utility room here. It's only going to be a small one just to put the washer and the dryer in. And then we are going to be having a playroom in here as well. This is going to be taken out and we're going to be putting some nice French doors in here and then building up the cheeks with some brick match. We're going to be taking up this floor and then we're going to be raising the entire floor to the height of the rest of the house. So it is going to be an absolutely lovely job. We're looking forward to getting started. So all we're going to do is we're going to put the fencing up now and then the site is safe and then we can start work. We need to make sure the site is safe because one, we don't want people coming into here because the garage door is going to have to come off. It's going to leave this part of the house exposed. Number two, we don't really want the children coming into this area. I know there is a door there, but the clients do have kiddie gates, so there'll be a kiddie gate put on there, and that way we can make sure that this is accessible by us only and the clients. That way it keeps everybody nice and safe. So we're gonna have a cup of tea and we're going to set up our fencing. Matt is just getting this plasterboard ceiling down. We've exposed the joists, so the joists will be coming out next. We'll need to get up onto the roof and we'll need to start taking the rubber up. As you can see, we've got a massive big pool here, so this roof is not flat. Well, when I say flat, what I mean is it's meant to have a bit of an incline by about 1 degree to allow rainwater to trickle to the nearest point of exit, which is where your gutter will be, so the gutter edge. And it seems like this roof sags a little bit. Now it might be because the joists are not 150 mil, so it could be that the joists weren't fit for purpose when this garage roof was done, but that doesn't matter because we are putting new joists on here and it will be fit for purpose and our roof won't be sagging. So we've made quite a dint so far. Got a plasterboard pile there. I'm going to put all that into the back of the van and we're going to take that down to ready to skip hire. We'll offload it there for a small fee, and obviously we're going to have to clear all this lot up as well. So I'm going to make a start doing that while Matt continues to take this ceiling down, and then we're going to get the Sparky in to make these lights nice and safe so we can get rid of them. Ceiling's down now, ceiling's down throughout the entire structure, and this right here is why we wrap our joists in damp, because this here is coming off in my fingers, it's just crumbling. So that's gone into the wall, and obviously you can see here just how damp it is in this corner. And then there's some other, that one's not too bad. But yeah, it just goes to show it's gone into the timber, and yeah, it's just coming off in my hands. So when we do our roofs, we always wrap our ends of our joists into damp, and that is why we do it. So that's the first layer of decking off. We had a little bit of damp issue around here, but I'm thinking that's probably where this lot has been fudged together when this roof was done. But what we're going to do is we're going to join our rubber to this, so we'll make this absolutely watertight, and then we'll redo all of this for the customer's neighbour as well. But yeah, if you have a look, these timbers are absolutely rotten. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start getting all of this off. Well, before we do that, I've got to go inside downstairs, and I've got to sort out the electrics. We've got to make the lights safe. That way, if well, it is going to rain apparently for the next 8 days. So I don't know how much of this we're actually going to get done, but what we do need to do is make sure that the electrics downstairs are safe and that they remain dry. So what we're going to do is go down, deal with that. Once we've done that, we'll then come and we'll get all of this up. And another thing that I noticed is this rubber is not stuck to the timber underneath. It's just been laid down. So that is a weak spot for water to get into. Ordinarily, when you put single sheet rubber like this down, you put contact adhesive down, and then you get the sheet of the rubber stuck down onto the deck, and then you'll go along the edges with what's called rust tape, and then rust tape, once it's been peeled off and it's been primed, will allow the rubber to vulcanize, i.e. the rust tape and the rubber which sits on top of it will become a single piece of rubber, of membrane. So then there's no rust tape on here. So what's happened is the roofers, or if I can call them roofers, who did this, they've just laid down the rubber without actually sticking it down, and then they've secured it with some of this stuff, which, as you can see, it ain't brilliant. But luckily we're going to replace all this, put a new roof on for them, so they won't have that issue with. So we've got all the lights down now, and we've got all of these wires. They're running from inside the house, as is that one, as is that one. So we're going to leave these for the electrician. He's coming tomorrow at lunchtime to make everything safe, and then we will be able to take this roof off, because everything will be safe. There'll be no electric shocks, there'll be no power outages in the house. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start taking this window and this door and this wall out, and then that should be it until tomorrow. So we'll set up a time lapse and you can watch that. Matt's going mad with a hammer. He's loving it. You enjoying yourself there?
Always.
There. Where are your goggles? Do you want to go and get them?
Yeah.
Because if that goes in your eye, that'll be another lad off with an eye injury, like old I&I.
I wouldn't be off.
Just for YouTube subscribers, I&I is off again. I&I has got COVID, so he's now got another week off work. It's lucky for some. So, end of the day, we have managed to get most of this roof off. These planks, as you saw from the earlier clip, were a nightmare to get out, but we're out now. We've got the skips coming tomorrow, so we've got 2 skips. One is a weight and load, so basically we'll get 1 skip put down and the other skip will stay in the wagon. We will chuck our rubbish into that skip and then the driver will take it and we'll be left with another skip. So we've got weight and load. I'm going to build a skip tomorrow. So plan for tomorrow is we're going to finish off getting the rest of this roof off. Electrics will be made safe. This wall will come down, that wall will come down, the garage door will come out, and then we can start having to think about getting everything built back up. We can start marking out. We can get our footings for a dwarf wall done, so we're going to still saw this piece of concrete out and we're going to put some lintels in there. That way we are able to have our cavity wall. Matt's just having a bit of a tidy up before we go, and then so it's quite windy, so we're using the ladders to hold these up. So the ladders are cable tied onto there as Matt's doing now, and then we'll cable tie the ladders down here together, and that way it will hold this. So if it gets windy overnight, which it's supposed to, then these are not going to fall over. They are all kind of held in place. Anyway, until tomorrow, I will see you later. Good morning. We are back in Demolition today. So we are going to get this garage door down because the skip is coming today and we've got a weight and load, so we're going to get the garage door down and then we're going to get the rest of the roof off. We are going to get one of our walls out and then we're going to get the joists out, and then we'll see where we are at the end of that. So we've got some of these joists down. These ones we're going to have to leave because we've got the electrician who's going to come in and he's going to make all these wires nice and safe, track them all back to the original source going into the house, which is here, because this is where the fuse board is on the other side of this wall. So we're going to let Phil come in, sort all this lot out, and then once all the wires have been ripped out and made safe, we can then get the rest of these joists down. Phil's here.
Okay.
Phil's here from Electrodyne. He's doing our electrics. He's going to make all of these nice and safe for us so we can finally get the rest of these joists down, and then demolition is done with. Right, so we've got our tile floor up now. We've got all the adhesive up. Matt has laboriously chipped it all up with the SDS, so well done, buddy. Now then, we need to take this out, but we've left it in because tomorrow we're going to go to lock up, pick up the ore saw, which is the brick cutting tool, and we are going to tooth these out properly instead of just smashing them out, because if we smash them out, all we're going to do is we're going to break the bricks above them, and then you've got to take that brick out. When you take that brick out, you break that one, and it's a never-ending cycle. So we're going to tooth them all out properly with the ore saw, and we're going to do up this side as well, and the same on the front where the garage door used to be. Now we're almost at the end of the demolition stage, so we've got a couple more things to do. Number one, we need to identify where our toilet is going. Now our toilet is going to be going roughly around here, and the reason we need to know that is because we have got to run a drain all the way along here into this manhole. So we need to mark out exactly where the toilet is going to be, and we will get the plans out tomorrow, and we'll do some specific measurements, and then we'll put a laser line straight across, and then we can start taking up flagstones, and we can start doing some digging, and we can get our trench dug for our soil pipe. We also need to do our footings for the dwarf wall, which is going to replace obviously this garage door. Now then, there's two ways to do this. Number one is traditional footings. We dig down a metre or as far down as the land kind of allows us, or until we get to good enough ground, which the building inspector will be the one to determine that. And then we pour some concrete and we build our footings up, we put a damp on, and we come up. I don't want to do that because we've done quite a bit of work in Catso Bromsgrove, and what I do know is that most of this area is sat on sandstone, and we get down maybe 300 mil, it's a nightmare to chip up. It is a nightmare to break up, so it would take ages. Therefore, I'm going with option number two. Option number two is I'm going to put two 6-inch lintels in. So we're going to tooth these out. We have a bearing of 150 mil, and then we're going to slot our lintels in, and then we're going to point them in, and then we're going to build up off them. Because we're putting 6-inch reinforced concrete lintels in, they will hold the load of the dwarf wall, and we've also got a big old window that's going to be going here as well, so there's not going to be as much weight as what you may expect. So that's going to be how I dig my footings. So we're going to break up this concrete, and we're going to get rid of it, and then we're going to dig down far enough for me to put my lintels in so they are hidden, and our first course or two courses of brick, our engineering brick, are actually below ground, and then we'll build up off that. So tomorrow, those are the two jobs we're going to do. We're going to get the ground dug out, the lintel in, and we're going to find out where our toilet is, and we're going to run our pipe all the way to this manhole here. Now this manhole, I saw when I first came to view this job, was raised, but if I get my fingers in there and pull it up, it goes down quite a bit. So we've got more than enough space. Okay. So those are tomorrow's jobs. So we've not done too bad today. We have got all of the roof off, all the electrics made safe. We've got this wall out, we've got this wall out. We're just going to have a real good tidy up now, and then that is it, job done. We will be back tomorrow. So we know that the bathroom is going to go somewhere around here. We're going to work it out by looking at our plans, which are here, and then we have got, in a second, and then we have got a PDF version on the phone so we can blow up and we can actually have a look at all of our measurements. So we're going from the end of the internal wall, the block wall, to the end of a block wall. So we now know that these are going to be squeezed in a bit because of the Part L changes to building regulations. Cavities now need to be 150 mils with 150 mils worth of insulation in, and these drawings were done before those changes in June took effect. So we need to take those changes into account and rehash these measurements, which means probably the snug and the study might lose just 50 mil on either side. So we are going to get our laser level out, we're going to get our measuring tools out, we got our line marking paint, and we are going to get this bathroom marked out, and then we can mark out for the drainage and get it dug out. So we've now figured out exactly where all of our walls are going to go. So our external face of the internal skin is going to go here. We've got the internal wall for the utility, which is going to go there and there, which leaves this space as a study, utility, bathroom, and we've worked out that the toilet is going to go right here. So we have drawn our line to our manhole, and we're going to get this cut out now, and that way I can go and get some drainage pipes, and we can get this hopefully section put in by lunchtime today. We've got our trench dug now. Matt's just getting this last little section out, and then what we need to do is just chip out this concrete here, and then that will give us a path for us to core drill through into the manhole. We've got all of our materials now. Well, our drainage materials, we've got pea gravel, we've got our pipes, we've got our joints. So we are going to get this lot in. Now then, with this being toilet waste, i.e. soil, there needs to be a fall of 1 to 40. What I mean by that is, if we look in meters, for every 40 meters length of pipe, there needs to be a drop of 1 meter. So if it was 80 meters, then there'd be a drop of 2 meters. And then all we do with shorter distances, we just drop that down. So instead of meters, we will go down to mils, and we'll work it out like that. We'll get the laser lever out on this side, where the highest point is, to over there, where we need to bore into the manhole. And then we can work out the correct fall for the building inspector. And if also you're struggling with ground and whatnot, another thing you can do is you can put your level on, and then you can lift it. So normally a 1 in 4 fall will be your bubble just showing on the other side of the line. Now if it was rainwater and it was a 1 in 8 fall, then your bubble would be directly on the line there. So that's another way you can do it. But we're going to get the laser level out, and we're going to do it all properly, just to make sure that we do have the correct fall. We started core drilling now. We're out of battery though, so we're just waiting for the battery for the SDS to charge, and then we can get that through. We also worked out that we need a 100 mil fall across the entire 6.1 metre length. So we worked that out using the laser level. And good news, our materials have turned up. Got a nice big old lintel there for our footing for the garage door. We've got our bricks. These are a Clent russet brick, and the closest that we could get brick match for this house. This house was built with a brick that has been discontinued now, so there were two very close resemblances, and we chose the one which was the closest. So hopefully we won't really be able to tell the difference between. We are pretty exact, but just not a match for these particular bricks. Battery's charged up now. Let's crack on with the core drilling. Drainage is in. We're happy at that. So we've got a sweeping bend over here. That's where our toilet's going to be. We've got a pea gravel underneath, so now what we need to do is get the building inspector in, get him to check that he's happy with the levels and that he's happy with the placement of it, and then we can get it covered over, get some more pea gravel over the top of it, and then we'll screed it with sand and cement. And then when that's dried, we'll damp proof this, we'll level basically this floor, and then we'll damp proof the entire lot. Next job on the agenda is we need to get the lintel in for this. Now the lintel needs to sit below ground because we don't want the lintel on show, obviously. So the lintel is going to have to sit on below this brick here. So if we were to dig this out, it would be the brick below this that the lintel would sit on, and it will be a 4 brick. So we'll get the 4 brick out, that way we'll have our bearing that we need. And to start that, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this piece of concrete out here, get that out, and then we've got a little bit of room to play about with. Got a bit dusty there. We left our hose pipe, pardon me, we left a hose pipe at the lockup today, so unfortunately we've not been able to water down the steel saw as we're cutting. Right, that's one side done. So the lintel will sit underneath here. We'll sit on there on some sand and cement. It'll go in 150 mils, and then this wall will sit on top of it, and then we'll just transfer the line across to there, and we'll do the same on that side. Boom, our lintel is in. So when we were digging this out, we saw that this slab is actually 10 inch, which is more than enough to be able to load bear the internal block wall. So obviously the slab only came to the edge here, so we didn't want to take any chances, and we've dug out and we've put this in for the brickwork to sit on. But we're quite happy to just leave the slab where it is, without cutting any more back, and to just build the block wall straight off that. I mean, building inspector's coming tomorrow, and he's going to be here before the block work on here gets started, so he'll be able to confirm that. But we've managed to achieve what we wanted to achieve today, which is brilliant. We've got the drainage in, and we've managed to get this lintel in as well. So hopefully, weather permitting, tomorrow we will be able to start some block work, and the idea will be that I'll make a start doing this block work, getting this internal block wall up here to create our cavity for this wall. It's a big old big old block wall it is. So yeah, if we can get the bulk of this bashed out tomorrow, we'll be happy. However, it is meant to be raining tomorrow. The start of rain for about 8 days, according to BBC weather app, but it's BBC weather app is never really that accurate, so we're just gonna have to play each day as it comes and see what the weather is like. Anyway, we have now finished for the day, so tidy up, put some sweep up, pack up tools up, and then we're gonna go home. See you later.